Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of the North American Challenger League. I am Reed Rapid Melton. That's Dan Egad Caruso, and we are going to be bringing you 5 more games coming your way here tonight. More importantly, these are going to be 5 games that actually feature Team LoLPro. We didn't get a chance to see them last week because they were up at GotaCon, where they did. There was a League of Legends tournament up there. Everybody headed up there, and they actually won, undefeated, I believe. So coming off of a nice LAN victory. Coming back into NACL, it's nice to have LoLPro back here and ready to go versus Email Support. And Email Support are a team that may be coming back. They just picked up their 2nd win almost in a row. Not quite, almost.
I guess Team NA, so...
Yeah, it's
escape that last place spot.
It's true. They did sort of climb in the ladders in their inevitable meeting of the 2 last place teams in NACL, and they picked up a win. So Email Support maybe looking a little bit better coming into tonight's game, and they're playing up against Team LoLPro, who they're just coming off of a win as well. Theirs was a LAN victory, and it pitted them against some of the best collegiate teams up there. I believe they've played against SFU, that's Segoy Friends Unite, or Simon Fraser University's NACC team. So it's nice to see some friendly competition, and they actually did walk away with a victory. So nice to see LoLPro back and ready to go, and here we are in Champion Select.
All right, and no surprise here, we're going to see Lulu Cassidy away from Email Support, while Pantheon Elise away from... they're going to take that away from Heaven Time, so 3 junglers actually targeted away from him, so no Vi.
Yeah, that's a little bit rough. Heaven Time, for the longest time, especially when he first joined the team, was always, he got sort of famous or whatever by...
Sejuani jungle.
Yeah, by being an only Sejuani jungler, and that was before Sejuani actually got reworked, so this was back when nobody played Sejuani, and he got to challenge her with her. So after kind of climbing that mountain, he diversified to guys like Zac and Lee Sin. And while Lee Sin still, you're going to see him out there in the jungle, probably won't see Zac anymore.
Well, you won't even see Lee Sin now, because that's going to be bad.
Exactly. So 4 junglers banned out here. Heaven Time's going to have to dig deep in that pool because he's going up against Azingi. And I don't think Azingi's jungle pool has ever completely been banned out. You ban out his jungle pool is like Amumu, Fiddlesticks, Karthus. Like, that does not sound like a jungle pool, but it works out pretty well for him. Let's see what he decides to pick up here tonight.
All right, so it's going to be Thresh for their support in Silsol. Not Silsol, but Adrian down there. And the side of LoLPro are going to snag up their mid and top lane in that Renekton and LeBlanc. So Nijaki going to be pretty happy with that pick. Going to be able to try to assassinate people out. But I'm pretty sure Yasui, pretty much he's been shining pretty bright in these last few games. He's been having a good time in the mid lane.
Like a diamond in the dark.
Like a challenger in the diamond pool.
There we go. Yeah, he's actually had some really great games, and he has a very similar play style, a very similar champion pool to Much to Learn, the original mid laner for Email Support. So as the Temp Name Army sort of gather their forces here, it looks like it's going to be that Shyvana top lane and bottom lane already chosen out here for Zig. I've seen Caitlyn a couple times here for Zig, and I just feel like the Lucian pick is something that generally works out more. And with Lucian and Caitlyn kind of being those 2 top-tier AD carries right now, looks like that is what's going to get locked in for Laud. And so Lowe's going to be there in the support role, but that means that LoLPro are actually saving their support pick for last, which is not something you see all the time. Usually it's the big mid counter pick or top counter pick, but...
They got Wukong for it, though, so pretty strong jungler in that. They could just pick up Annie, Leona, and all that synergizes just so well. And Annie not too bad against Thresh. We saw Moore going for the DFG, Frost Queen's Claim, Sork Shoes, Annie just running down people, DFGing them and one-shotting them. So that was pretty fun to see either way. But I don't know if LOH has got that kind of play style or the cojones to do that, but we'll see. But the side of Email Support, we still wait to see what they want to pick up. They need their jungle and mid lane. Shyvana jungle not the best. I know we've never seen a Zingy play that. But they could go for his Karthus. It's still available. Fiddlestick's still there, but against the LeBlanc, it's kind of a little rough.
I think we're going to see, I want to say an Amumu. There's a... Ooh, and this is actually really cool to talk about. Lowe was one of the original innovators of Morgana jungle. Or not jungle, but Morgana support. And that's something we've been seeing a ton of in LCS. Saw it 2 games today in Super Week, or 1 game today in Super Week, 2 games last week, and it's just really starting to come back. So I'm impressed to see how how much that filters in here. If we do have a Morgana support here, it's starting to be not only some protection against magic damage, but pretty much you just
Thresh
black
is already
shield.
picked,
Yeah.
So that'd probably be a mid Morgana, if anything.
You know, Jackie
There's Karthus.
on LoLPro is pretty much that big mid Morgana player,
Karthus jungle.
but not going for it.
The
And
treat.
all right, man. We haven't seen this actually in a long time. It's been primarily Lee Sin and Amumu coming out from Zingy in the jungle.
He had that one Fiddlesticks game too.
That is true. Yeah,
down.
we're not gonna talk about that. Oh gosh. But last pick is a Sona for low. That's his comfort pick. That is his jam, if you will. Sona, a champion that you don't really see out that much more anymore.
And we might find out why in the lane, because if she gets caught out,
oh
she's still really squishy. You can still build, the Thorn Shield. It's not that bad anymore, but she still has the beginning HP of a minion, which is a little rough to deal with. But she can sit back. She can sustain the Caitlyn Thresh lane, which is the big thing, which is what we're going to look for at the level 3 to level 2 stage. And if she doesn't get caught out early and they sustain back and farm, LOD can just become that big AD carry monster.
And I agree with that, but at the same time, I think it's a matter of if not when you're going to get hooked in there. And at the same time, like, Thresh gets souls, he gets, big tanky initiating kind of items, and he has the flay to keep people off of him, whereas Sona, unless you're level 6 and want to ult somebody off of you, you kind of just die. So let's see how that works out in the lane, especially against this Zingy Karthus jungle, where all supports kind of just run in fear. They're just like, no, don't wall me, bro.
Don't skittle me.
It's an interesting choice for jungle, but that's for sure. I don't know any other player that plays Karthus jungle out there, at least not competitively. Maybe even not in Challenger, but I think he does things a little bit differently, and so we'll get a chance to see how he's going to do it as email support face up against LoLPro. And as we head into that game, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And I don't know, before we get there, we should probably shout out some sponsors. What do you think?
Yeah, we got 3 of them down below. You can check. They've got the Loot Crate, the Bird Jesus, and LoL Class. But first, Loot Crate, $13, 37 cents a month. You get a nice crate delivered to your door of some of the highest caliber geek swag, gaming gear, and apparel. And their shirt theme for this month is going to be Attack on Titanfall, so it's pretty fun. So check that out and learn more about the crate for this month. You still have some time to get it. And also, there's Phoenix Peripherals. They have some of the best headsets, mice, keyboards, and mouse pads on the market, so you can check those out. And there's LoL Class.
Yeah, LoL Class, if you want to click on the link right down below the screen or head over to lolclass.com, you can sign up for a very affordable lesson with some of your favorite LCS pros, playing some of their favorite champions. You can learn the ins and outs in a small, affordable LoL Class session. So definitely click that, head on over there. Thank them for supporting us. We do want to thank you guys for supporting us as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break when NACL continues with LoLPro taking on email support.
Directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Challenger League Season 2. We're here in Week 3, Day 2, in our first game of the night. As email support, your team in the blue, on the left-hand side of your screen, take on LoLPro in the red.
All right, and if you guys don't know already, we're going to see Jungle Karthus out here from Azingi from email support, so that's going to be very fun. While there's no flash shield this time around on Adrian, from what we normally see him taking that bot lane, going a little bit more aggressive here with that Flashing Knight against LOH's Sona. And as we get onto the Rift, there's just going to be the 5-point spread, no aggressive invades, and hopefully in the next patch we'll see a little bit more invade potential. As you know, Trinket's going to get changed from 130 to 155.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot less early wards, just because, hey, unless you want to put down a real ward very early on, you're going to be going in blind. So for Azingi, I guess that would be a good choice, just because you can use champion bodies to scout out for blue buff, but you're not going to have wards to go for that aggressive early invade. But LoLPro, they are not grouping up for a 5-man spread.
Nope. They look like they're going to go all group up top. If we do see Dragon Raider, who is currently playing a dragon in Shyvana, well, not yet, not the level 6, but either way, going to be seeing if they can steal away Karthus' blue buff. That hinders his jungle so much. And Azingi without blue buff in the jungle is going to be so hard for him to deal with. Those camps clearing out is going to be a nightmare. And on the later stages of the game, he has no problem giving away red buff every time it's up. He'll just get blue, clear out everything, and he was streaming earlier today, and he stated on how easy it is for Karthus to clear out the jungle. It takes him 5 seconds per camp, just rotates around and farms like a beast.
And it's not only just camps that he farms. He actually takes a lot of CS and a lot of kills from his lanes, and that's one way to get going. We're going to see the invade coming in here, and I don't think Azingi's going to be too surprised by this. He sees it coming, not a whole lot he can do, and
he could try to Q Smite, which if he gets the isolated Q out there, it could go over to him, but it looks like he's just going to rotate over to red and give up that blue, so successful jungle steal goes over to LoLPro.
But at the same time, when you steal away a camp here, especially in Season 4, you almost always wind up losing a camp of your own. And while Karthus is going to be forced to start with that the red buff, should be able to head over and check out his opponent's blue. You can see kind of walking a long way around before he gets back to lane Yasui. Gets chased around there by Jackie. Now, Jackie is on LeBlanc, and that is not a champion that we kind of expect to see him on, but it's a champion that's very strong right now, and with some pretty big LeBlanc performances coming out. First Academy, kind of the most well-known for playing LeBlanc, but not in recent play. I think they actually lost that game versus Complexity Black most recently. So we'll have to see if the LeBlanc stats can continue here, as Jackie already using some of those flash charges versus Yasui. Bottom lane's where the real action has been so far in trading. Just you can see just low chunking out normalize like so hard. He's kind of doing that Lulu thing where you kind of 1v2, just let your AD carry last hit.
All right, and he also started Spelthi's Edge, so looking for a little bit of extra gold on the harass. And after the nerfs to Doran Shield and to Boyne and to Relic Shield, it looks like Spelthi's Edge is actually a feasible choice here, especially on someone as mana reliant and harass heavy. In Sona, you can just spam out those Qs and get a lot of gold for it.
I mean, the only problem with that is that AP on Sona is not the greatest stat.
It's actually not too bad.
I mean, when you think about like priorities, you probably want a little bit more like health early on, especially with her already low HP pool.
3 HP quick. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. And it gets you through that early game a lot better too.
And we'll see if he actually did that, doing that a little bit later on. But either way, just trending back and forth, giving a huge CS lead already to LOD, as he's 10 above Caitlyn, which we normally don't ever see. Caitlyn usually is the bully in this matchup. So
I think that's mostly on low. He's been very aggressively zoning the bottom lane duo. Now Heaven Time's coming in there, forces the flash, but the chain lands, and Jackie off of a nice chain lands another kill. First kill of the game, rather, for LoLPro.
Yes, and it's not going to whip out there. And it's nice to see Heaven Time using those Wukong mechanics, coming in stealth and just E-ing towards and whacking him with the Q to reduce the armor and just really taking out that assist and just rotates back to the jungle, going to farm back up. I don't think we're going to expect anything out of Azingi for a little while. He's got to farm up. He's down that buff. He's currently level 4. He's caught up in levels at least to Heaven Time, but he's going to be farming for a long time.
Yeah, Karthus you'll almost never see a Zingy go for like a level 2, level 3, level 4 gank.
You could try.
I mean, the young level 2 ganks for Karthus are not super great. You can see, however, how quickly he was able to clear that the white camp. And he actually went back a little bit earlier and picked up his Spirit Stone.
Oh,
so
round 2, here we go. Chain connects, ignites down.
Goodness.
He's going to get smacked in the face, and Heaven Time will pick up the kill on Yasui, giving him no mercy. Seeing that top lane is just that slugfest and wet noodle fight up there, he's going to ignore that. And since LOH and Lot are doing a great job down bot, just keep on ganking mid.
I mean, it's the NASCAR gank. You just kind of go into lane and gank them, and you make use of your inbred talent to turn left.
Yeah.
And you just turn right back around and gank them again. And then you keep driving in circles in the mid lane and ganking them over and over again, and it's a flashless Syndra. So not a whole lot you can do about that.
Especially when you get Ethereal Chain. We do see Zig getting poked out heavily down there. LOH and Lot have not gone back yet. I'm pretty sure when he does go back, he will have enough for that. But yeah, so we do have Wukong hanging around towards that Tri-Brush, trying to make something happen. But with them underneath the turret, not much he can do.
Yeah, the good old pre-level 6 turret dive from Wukong. Not a strat you see employed all that much bottom lane, especially in a dual lane and against a Thresh, which is one of the less diveable champions out there. So let's see whether or not he keeps camping that mid, because at this point...
Is this going down? Death Sentence connects, throws out the Flay, but
Oh,
no
flash
Lantern. Adrian kind of messing that one up a little bit.
I mean, the Lantern would have been nice to get him in range a little bit more quickly, but still, a flash would have saved Sona anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same idea of the Lantern gank, maybe a little bit less potent, but it's flash blown nonetheless.
All right, so interesting enough, we could see Zingy loop back around into the NASCAR route, like you were saying in the mid lane. And we do have really low HP on Zig. It's going to be really rough. Still trying to lane this one out and sustain up with some of the health of it. Vamp Quince in his page there. But that Sona poke is just so annoying. He actually had a turret shot there, and the Death Sentence did not connect, so they're going to be forcing him back very soon.
But some opportunities. Oh, a nice pushback on that distortion as Zingy's coming in. Wall does land. We're going to see some Skittles start to come out here.
Oh.
They do start to land. Holy cow,
He's
that's a lot of
dive
damage.
Oh, no.
Please, no. All right. Especially with Wukong there in the area.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if that is a gank that winds up being successful because of all that early aggression. But looks like lane recalls coming in. Ryusui heading himself back to base.
Zingy's not afraid to ever dive if he can secure the kill. Especially on Karthus, you do get that passive and just don't you don't die. You get to spam out the abilities. Red buff over here to Heaven Time. It looks like he's going to successfully be able to steal this one away. So blue buff going to be coming up very soon for Zingy, so he'll be able to secure that at least. He normally doesn't ever care about red buff, especially on Karthus, but that's still a big benefit for Heaven Time to be able to steal that away freely.
All right, so there you go. Heaven Time taking away blue buff level 1, and then red buff here at level just now hitting 6. But if you look at the rest of LoLPro, they're going for an incredibly early dragon. 8-minute mark. You can see this one going down. Low tanked it up a little bit earlier, and now Lod will be the recipient of the tanking duties. Heaven Time gets there just in time.
Throw the minion and steal it. That would be hilarious. But Smite comes in from Heaven Time. He secures that one out. They spot them out with the ward, but that's going to be the first dragon of the game. Over to LoLPro.
I believe when Syndra was first released, when she was in beta testing, you could actually throw wards with her. Really? Might be wrong with that. But you could throw just about anything. Minions are one of them, and now
turrets.
Now the minions follow you. Actually, you can throw them a lot more easily. So the big thing right now, at least, is the 0-2 start. Mid lane not really working out here for Yasui. He's gonna be further behind, but I just don't know what to expect for him as far as like comeback potential, because Syndra not really a great roaming champion like LeBlanc is. So she's really gonna either have to win her lane or set up for team fights in order to really get the job done. Because not only is there not a whole lot of way that she can kill LeBlanc with mirror images passing all the chain landing,
the ignite and the auto attacks, and Yasui is gone.
Jackie really doing work this game. A lot of people give him flack for having a relatively small champion pool, but coming up with a pretty diverse champion pool. I mean, everything you want. Oh, now is Zingy.
Zingy's going to free force the flash after him, and Heaven Time will flash and secure that kill out. The culling down bot, looking for Zig, but cannot find a kill there, as it's a BF sword over to the boots, while we do have an ignite, and the flash chase coming in from Dragon Raider, who is now the dragon, picks up double buffs. So that's a nice counter kill there in the jungle, so good pick up by him. But still, across the map, that was 2 for 1.
And worth it overall because Zingy actually did still get an assist off of that kill. And now double buffs on Dragon Raider really make him a force to be reckoned with in lane because there's no... HP is a good counter to true damage, but it's the damaging build. And that Ravenous Hydra coming out here from Haunter, so he's going to get really, really chunked by the red buff. He's going to be going up against... Wow, that's a sentence.
Tried to make the play
so close, and yet so far.
So far. And still, 4-1 kills for LoLPro. We're looking to see as Adrian does move up, but he's going to get out traded pretty hard there. Another chain in mid. Yasui, though, can't seem to clean up the... can't seem to... avoid those at this point, as Nijak is just on point.
Well, he has Chalice of Harmony now. It's the only reason he didn't get one shot there by the last, like you saw the last combo do. So that sentence again. This time it lands on to low, but
they can't.
Yeah, nobody gonna go in on that.
Especially now with Crescendo, and with heal being up too for him, so gonna be able to sustain through a fight pretty hard there. We do see the Peacemaker connect, but you know she's gonna shrug it off. She's got the Frost Fang, excuse me, to give her a lot of mana and just keep on spamming out those heals. I'm
more curious to see how the Frost Queen's claim goes once it does upgrade it, because it's been changed around a little bit. It's not a skill shot nuke, so...
It never was a skill shot nuke. It was an on-click. It was pretty easy.
It was an on-click, but now it's not.
Oh, but we do see up top, trading back and forth here. Dragon's Descent comes through. Is that going to be enough? And
oh my gosh,
Haunter.
He feeds double buffs. And right as I got done saying how that was going to turn the matchup around, you suddenly realize that Haunter's a lot.
Requiem. LOH, can he cancel it?
Oh, he cancels it with a Crescendo.
Wow.
You don't do that in range of the enemy team.
Oh boy, and here comes Nijaki. Gonna blow him up. Oh no, Lod will pick up that kill there. So they do end up securing the kill on Zingy in that bot lane as a nice roam from Nijaki comes through. But a beautiful play from LOH. Just Crescendo that one while having time, just keeping Yasui busy over in that mid lane and making sure he doesn't follow his lane partner.
Exactly, and that's something that we haven't seen all game long. Because he was further behind, actually jumping over the wall. There's his lane partner. You got taking him down. Heaven Time is still a little bit of a reverse gank there, where the jungler's in the lane and the mid laner ganks for him. So nice to see, Jackie repaying the favor.
Yep, and that puts Yasuya at 0-4 in that mid lane. That's so rough to deal with. Destinus does end up connecting there onto LOH. He's low on mana, low on life, but we do see Lod laying into Zing at this point. He's trying to turn this one around with the Piltover Peacemaker, but it doesn't look like they can find anything else. Wukong, though, meanwhile in the back, going to come through that Shrine Brush and come from the bot gank. Going to go in with that dash, going to hit him with the pole.
Ooh.
And that's a lot of damage to come through. The red was taken away as well as the Spirit of the Elf Lizard, but she'll be able to get it okay.
Heaven Time was a little bit low, and so he didn't want to risk feeding away double buffs again, like that top lane matchup. Poor Dragon Raider did all that work to get the double buffs, and he winds up losing them away. And no double buffs for Zingy because, of course, he had his ultimate canceled. So rough times for email support, kind of getting their strategies, putting the spam filter as we the Haunter just continue to use that one kill after another. Jackie,
it's a replay over and
on
over.
Point. 3-0-3 now, coming into the mid-game. Dragon Raider can't lane top lane, Yasui can't lane mid, and the jungle Karthus is just getting assassinated at every turn. Thanks to these deep wards that Jackie has been putting in the jungle. Heaven Time actually doing it too. Just warding up Azingi's jungle and taking him out when he tries to do a buff.
All right, so very, very strong showing here from LoLPro. Must be pretty happy after that Gattacan win. It's looking strong as Zingy might get dove out here. We do have Haunter heading around the backside, but they'll end up backing out, and I don't think we're going to get spotted out there. We're going to see Adrian take that one off, and that'll be some minor victory for him, denying them some vision. Either way, though, this mid lane going to get pushed and taken down very quickly. Wukong so good at smashing in turrets.
And yeah, there's nothing Yasui can do about that. He doesn't even have his Fiendish Codex, much less that Athene's Unholy Grail. And now with the culling coming out bottom lane, you're going to see Normalize take some of that damage. Protect Zig for now. Bottom lane's pushed out, mid turret's taken. That sets up perfect timing for a dragon. In about 17 seconds, let's see if Zingy can get in there and try for a steal, or maybe if LoLPro decide to back at the wrong time, could see some
Dragon Raider, he's getting baited in here by Haunter. We're going to get stunned up. Maybe force the Dragon to send the chain, and the double signal come through, and through the wall he connects the chain and keeps it tethered, so they will be able to burst him out and force that ulti away. Meanwhile, Lod ran into a trap there, but he'll be able to head over to Dragon very easily, and that should be pretty easy for LoLPro to snag up the second Dragon of the game here. Maybe he actually steps someone off too if Jackie can.
Jackie's just waiting. He doesn't have his needlessly large rod yet. He has enough gold for it. Just hasn't gone back there. And just lets the rest of his team.
Wow, he's enough for a DFG or a death cap.
Yeah, he has 3,000 gold in his inventory, and I'd expect the DFG, but with that much gold, you can pretty much buy whatever you want. Let's go Zonya's first then.
Void Staff first.
I don't know about that. Void Staff, probably a good second item, but you do need to get your damage in there first. So, still sitting there with that 3,000 gold, heads back to base and spends it on a Deathfire Grasp.
All right, so there we go. No, actually, he bought Athene's. Holy crap.
Wait, no, he's
And
unselling and
he
reselling.
sold it. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
He bought DFG, then he sold it for Athene's, and then he went back to the DFG. And I like the DFG choice. When you're ahead, when you're snowballing, DFG helps you.
That was weird. I was like, wait, Athene's, DFG, what's going on here?
Buying all the items. You see like a BF sword pop in there, and then he like blinks off the fountain. He's like, what? I can't sell it back. Not really. But
Either way, successfully bought that item up in a nice buy. And if we look at top wrap, it's Hydra, Sunfire Cape, but that Hydra for Haunter is going to put him right on through the edge there. Doing a ton of damage to Dragon Raider, who's still having a rough time on Shyvana, even though he got the double buffs. But since he handed over the double buffs to Haunter, that made it really rough. DFG comes through, looking for a full combo hit from Nijaki, but a good stun.
My God.
The Sigil almost finishing it off, but an Ignite from Yasui, and the ultimate will pick up the kill. So a little bit of an overextension from Nijaki, but a Zingy getting away with just barely with his life.
just the last little bit of HP
Wow.
remaining. He survives. Jackie does not, and after a fresh buy from base, actually winds up losing that advantage. He does pick up his first death of the game. Now, Haunter kind of getting chunked out here. Dragon Raider actually pretty darn strong, but it's strong in defensive way, whereas Haunter doesn't want to take more damage from the Flame Breath auto attacks, so he just buys damage, and looks like that's right what the doctor ordered.
All right, and let's see. They're going to try to be sneaky here, wait for somebody. They're going to pop the stealth. Flash Shadow comes in, Whirlwind as well, or Cyclone, excuse me. But a good two-man stun comes through. They might be able to counter this as a Piltover Peacemaker auto attack. The heal coming in from LOH, going to save out Heaven's Time as well. They're going to try to Requiem this one. Is it going to be enough? The stealth. And actually, he'll be able to walk away with like 30 HP.
Yeah, he got the defensive buff from
The Army Magic, just, yeah.
Yeah, from the song Aria of Perseverance from Sona. So Low just saving him not once but twice, gave him the Summoner heal to keep him alive against Zig's auto attacks, and then the Aria of Perseverance to not only heal him up a little bit more, but give him the extra defensive stats to sustain there through the record.
All right, so little sign of life here from field support. Wall of prep, top Dragon Raider, and Haunter going at it. As Zingy's on the side, though, we could see a wall come through. We're going to see Dragon's Descent. We're going to see Dominus, and he's going to slice. He's waiting for the cooldown, possibly going to try to pick up the kill on Dragon Raider. There it goes.
Oh my
Call of
gosh.
the Meat comes through. Can he get the Skittle to the wall? Oh, guessed the wrong side, and a slice.
Where's your Requiem now, Zingy?
Is he oh, he doesn't have flash either. So Haunter will be able to make it out of there. The nice 2v1 play to get one kill for himself as well.
And this is a guy that's actually used to like carrying from his lane, and while that's not necessarily still possible in Season 4, he still definitely has that sort of carry mindset built in. He's a big Tryndamere player for a long time. Like Haunter, kind of a guy that came out of nowhere, similar to I don't know how to compare him to anyone, but he's okay. That's why you don't
dead.
ward clear. Right there at the end, yeah. Taking him down there, you get to hear that nice explosion, and Jackie. Okay, he did die recently, but for his first death of the game. But it looks like he's coming back, putting some scores in the win column or in the kill column. And now with Yasui, just try to do anything he can. There's not a whole lot. He's down 1 and 5. Has picked up a kill, but no completed big third tier items yet. Really puts him far behind.
And it looks like the Royal Eye is going to be the next item for Zingy out here. He's got the Giant's Belt. He's got the tier stacking up for when he wants to buy his Zeros into that Archangel. I mean, the Archangel staff into the Zeros. Going to drop the wall out, but might get to him out here. There's the stealth, and there's a bunch of damage coming through. The skill's going to hold off for a little bit. The Whirlwind does not connect there. There it goes. And he'll be able to speed his way through that turret.
Oh,
but
Dragon Raider
maybe looking for a kill here. Going to be forced to run away as Haunter shows himself too. Nijaki maybe going to throw it over the poke. Oh, dodges away from the stun. But either way, successful dive, gets themselves another kill, and the Zingy going to be put to 0-3.
Yeah, Zingy is not having a good time, but it's not necessarily his fault. It's his lanes not being able to apply pressure to keep the enemy junglers out of his jungle, keep Jackie from just warding up his jungle and then camping him really hard. And kind of interesting to see the jungler almost getting ganked more than the lanes here, as top lane, I think it got ganked once, and then Haunter just kind of steamrolled it, snowballed it to victory, whereas Jackie been making a lot of plays in the jungle, and of course bottom lane as well.
Yeah, Haunter still just Solos will pushing up top there, 260 CS to 116 of Dragon Raiders, so almost doubling that out. Stun does connect down with an Jackie. Gonna see if they can get the ultimate kill. They cannot. They're calling to his own away Azingi, as he's gonna get a lot of damage underneath that turret there, as Requiem is available, but
they're battling the Levant clone.
Oh no.
Doesn't work out so well for the clone, but Jackie did make it out alive. And to be honest, he's actually still staying around here. To be honest, he's I feel like he's ahead, but he's not necessarily pressing specifically his own advantage. He's just grouping up with the rest of the team and saying, hey, I'm strong, I can make my team strong, not looking for those individual 1v1s. I think that's overall the better way to play, just because it gets you more objectives.
Speaking of objectives, the first tier 2, I mean, the first tier 2 of the game goes over LoLPro in that bot lane. They were able to take that one out very easily. Haunter still up top, putting a lot of pressure, taking some turret shots though. He does not care. He will sustain it back up with that Visage and the Ravenous Hydra.
Yeah, and that's why I'm confused about why Dragon Trade is continuing to trade. Maybe he's just like trying to set up for these ganks.
Dominus comes through. He does not have the dice. Turret shots laying in. Azingi's going to throw out those Skittles. The File comes in as well. One more Skittle, and Azingi will actually pick up a kill on Haunter. But that means another Dragon over to LoLPro.
You know, Dragons are... okay, Jackie, what are you going to do now? Trying to get out of the pit. We'll have to walk the long way around. But now for young Normalize and Zig down here. Oh, the flash of the crescendo there. Normalize is going to die there. No questions asked. Heaven time. Actually, don't want to steal that away. That guy's having a monster jungle performance at 5-1-1. Off of camping mid lane really, really hard, making Yusui's life kind of a living hell. He's going to pick up some more kills, and I like to see the Wukong snowball. It was actually the recipient of some criticizing on Twitter recently, saying, hey, maybe Wukong not really the greatest competitive tier jungler. But I think a lot of the pro community responded, hey, look, if he gets ahead, he snowballs almost harder than any other jungler. And you can just see that here. Got those first couple kills onto Yusui, and then it's just been running around killing everyone.
Yeah, with Black Cleavers, you can shred some armor with that Cyclone, the one, excuse me. And Spirit of the Elder Lizard does a ton of extra damage. And I don't know, like, you have to snowball though. In an even setting, he can help with team fights, but if he's ever put behind, he's forced to go tanky. He can't really build the damage that he wants, and just really starts to do a little bit close to nothing besides shredding armor with his Q, and that knockup for the utility in the ultimate. But against Azingi's Karthus jungle, he stole blue, counter jungle the red buff away, and just completely kept him under wraps. So it looks like they're going to try to go for a aggressive early 22-minute Baron here. They're going to start it up, and if email support reacts fast enough, it could be pretty bad for LoLPro, but it looks like they're not going to be able to.
Now they are heading up the mid lane, so they'll be in the area, but I don't think that's an area you really want to be in. And while 22 minutes is an early Baron, I still don't think there's a whole lot of email support to do about it. They will be in the mid lane, pushing the minion wave, but now, oh my goodness, we've got the disengage from the Baron. Lowe's going to come into mid lane. I was thinking of what's the name for the move speed power chord? It's the Song of Celerity, I believe.
Not too sure. I don't remember any of Sona's skills because she kind of faded out of the meta a little while ago.
It's true. You'd have to talk to Dan a little bit more when Sona's back in there. Now with the Baron buff here, Low already with Mikhail's Crucible. Actually rushed the Mikhail's before going for that Talisman of Ascension. So less so looking for the big engages and building a more defensive item first, because I'm pretty sure the rest of his team's got the engages unlocked.
And it looks like they might try to engage on Renekton up top, but I'm pretty sure at this point, with those items, he could 3v1. But either way, the tier 2 in the mid lane gonna be pressured out. Have a snipe coming through from Zig, but not gonna be able to find his mark. While Dragon Raiders taking a bunch of damage, forced the Dragon's descent back towards the turret. And with that, we can see Haunter dive, because that ultimate has quite a bit of a cooldown. Azingi's gonna help him out though with that wave pushing. And with another wave pushing mid, that tier 2 turret should go down fairly soon. While Haunter's trying to flank and help his team, he runs into a few Skittles, but will just back out, as that is the 5th turret of the game, going over to LoLPro.
And LoLPro, while they do have somewhat of a CS or a wave clear maybe disadvantage, they do have dive potential just because they're so much farther ahead. And now taking down the second tier, bottom mid, and now top turret gives them a 6-0 turret lead. So shut out in that regard, to up 4 times the number of kills that email support have. So, you know, Azingi's jungle Karthus, I feel like it has actually had a pretty strong effect on this game, and the bottom lane actually doing really well. While there are some deaths on Normalize, he's got that Talisman of Ascension, so he's still very effective as a support, and shout-outs to Zig for having not died this entire game. But the death's definitely stacking up there in the mid lane, and to some extent in the top lane as well. Even though there's only 2, it's more about the CS differential as well there against Haunter, who, let's just put it this way, is somewhat far ahead in the CS department. Like, I don't even know. I could add those numbers up, but it would still be just as depressing as just saying he's ahead.
All right, and still LOD 200 CS, nice amount at this point. Got his last Whisper BT, no attack speed really, didn't go for the Trinity Force route, no static shiv, no PD or anything like that, just raw, unfiltered damage. His culling, not going to be going that fast at all either. So, going to be seeing how interesting that's going to play out in a fight. He will do his really passive and then get some lights though, so. Baroned up, Dragon in 1:20. Where are they going to look to go next?
I feel like with this Baron buff, it's been effective at taking down the outer turrets, but you really want to use that to sort of brute force your way inside the base. And to their credit, chain lands onto Dragon Raider. Oh my god, a little bit of a late DFG. And
nice, Dragon's set to get to the wall, and a stun comes through from Yusui to stop Nijaki from going any further. So that's a big burst combo down from Nijaki. That DFG has a 60-second cooldown, and could be pretty key for the next fight, so email support could try to snag something out of that. That's speaking like hyper optimistic.
I was gonna say, man, you're kind of reaching for that one.
I like to see comebacks. That's and it's there. The wall to slow him down just a little bit. We see Nijaki coming in. Blind Suppress.
There's Ace in the hole. He's dead.
Yeah, there we go.
Flashes back to his team, but it can't get it in time.
Now the Ignite from Yusui picks up the kill. The Requiem gets popped out there. Are they going to be able to flash? Destinus is not connected. Stun comes out from Yusui. They're going to chase him out. He gets slowed down by the orb. They're going to chase it down. Flay comes in. He gets slowed down and critted. He goes to his side. They're going to see him come out there. Destinus. No, the stun does not connect there from the orbs. There's a crit to come in. Flash forward. Built over Peacemaker. And the shutdown over to Zig. What did I say? What'd I say?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't know. I didn't believe. I got the faith now as General Zingy Man kind of leading his troops to battle up the mid lane, taking down the first turret of the game. And, I mean, the throws are pretty real. Culling will clear out the minion wave, so probably not going to see a second-tier turret taken. But, I mean, email support fired back. They went from being quadrupled in kills to now only being doubled in kills.
All right, and they're going to try to snag their first dragon of the game as they rotate
I don't know
back
about
to
this one.
No, actually, it's pretty safe. There's no one coming down. They're pushing down mid lane. They have time to back, and this is the right call to get the extra gold, and that they actually desperately need. They're down about 9,000 at this point, so good job to snag their first dragon. Slowly but surely, they can try to climb back into this one, but still, LoLPro have that dominating lead.
All right, Jackie steps on a trap, and so he won't be too incognito trying to stop that dragon from coming out. But speaking of stopping dragons, Dragon Raider not having the greatest early game, but actually starting to come back. He's still going to be that big tanky tank, but I don't think he's going to last long against just the raw, unadulterated power that Jackie has right now. No deathfire, no death cap, but he's still got that needlessly large rod in there.
I don't do that much damage. Wow.
Ace in the hole, chunking him out. We see this matchup a lot, Caitlyn versus LeBlanc, because all you can do is just like alter, and that either pops her mirror images or is a nice way to maybe make her think twice before jumping into your team.
And surprisingly enough, without a last whisper, that Ace in the hole doesn't hit as hard as it could be. And either way, Nijaki not getting chunked, It's like, all right, you keep killing my support, you keep killing my AD carry, or me in general, so I'm just going to snipe you out every time it's up. Meanwhile, Haunts are having a field day up there, making Dragon Raider's life miserable and just chunking away at his HP and sustaining back up, taking little to no damage while the 4-man push commences down bot. I'm pretty sure they're going to be wary of the death sentences again and not wanting to get caught out by that one on LOH's side.
Yeah, LOH did get caught, so he's going to have to play this one a little bit more carefully, and after showing themselves that, gods can bleed, it's maybe a little bit more of a bold defense here from LoLPro, or from email support. LoLPro, though, they're going to have to take this one a little bit more carefully, and when you're talking about time to push into the enemy base, that's not the time you want to be playing carefully. Nice. Decoy away, but these death sentences landing, man. Normalize and a Zingy both making some big catches, keeping their team in the game.
Yeah, with those 3 traps established in that front part of the ramp, makes pushing in a nightmare. You do not want to get caught out by those, even as Haunter. See a stun come out from Yusui, but does not connect. Double signal of silence popped out there onto Dragon Raider, but nothing to proc the last one, so he'll be able to just go back and heal. Possibly home guard. Yeah, he doesn't have builds on his Tabby. Baron up in 15 seconds should make for a easy bait for LoLPro. but if Evo Support drop the correct wards, they don't run straight in there like Zingy just did. He flashes away from the Cyclone. Stun comes in onto Heaven Time, though. And there we go. One second.
What happens when you like spin your Beyblade, but you do it too hard? It like flies out of the little Beyblade stadium. And you're just like, wow, Beyblade caught me slipping. So now it's going to be Dragon Raider. Takes the DFG, still has the ward down, but
he's not.
Yeah, I don't think LoLPro are too afraid of the Dragon. They're not doing the Dragon, they're doing the Baron.
They do lose a tier 2 in the mid lane, so kind of a huzzah from emailed support to be like, all right, we're going to give up Baron, but we're going to push a tier 2 and possibly threaten Inhibitor. But the flank now coming in, I don't know. Walls and Lancer's talismans. They pull a Zingy as well.
Oh my gosh.
And they just have time to go back to base now. They should be able to get back to base pretty easily. The Zingy's going to steal away a blue buff, though, on the way back, though. I don't know if that's the right call to say for the blue buff, but they're going to look to go back and hold. The walls come out. I think he's still scared that they might be chasing him down. But this should be a relatively free inhibitor for LoLPro, as with that Baron, that's their second one of the game, and I think Halter could just take it at this point.
You know, you got Dragon Raider.
Oh, Destin hits hijack into the distortion. He gets blown up by Yusui in the turret. That was an amazing hook. All right.
How do you hook LeBlanc? She's like one of the most mobile champions in the game. He's got tons of distortions all over the place.
Crap.
Some sick jukes every once in a while, and not able to juke out there. Jackie goes down, and
I like it.
That is not the start you want coming off of a Baron, because Baron buff is supposed to let you be aggressive, you know, push your advantages in lanes, and you can't do that 4v5.
That was a sick hook there. But, all right, so just Emo Sport needs to keep making these picks and holding, because eventually the gold deficit really won't matter, and they'll have the same items. And Karthus late game, you know, when he finishes up his Zanya's and stacking that tier into a Archangel Staff and a Seraph's Embrace, he'll be able to just run in, shield Zanya's, die, and keep on doing damage. So if they can take the late game, I think I have high hopes for Emo Support.
Especially as Zingy. It doesn't matter if mid lane or jungle, Karthus works pretty well later on in the game. And especially now with his completed Rylai's Crystal Scepter, you get hit by that wall, you're not going to move a whole lot of places. So especially if you get like pulled back in through the wall with a chain, or if there's like the double wall combo of Wall of Pain and then the box. That's a whole lot of AoE team fights slow. So I really wanted to see like more like maybe Leandri's Torments here, because you're going to be fighting a team that's slowed. So I guess more than that, it really allows you the engage advantage against them. But I want to see like maybe a big wall catch Heaven Time so he can't spin on in there and really be that big initiate for the team.
You know what's fun? The wall doesn't pop Banshees.
That's true. So it's you still get the slow off of it, even though there are Banshees fails out there. And while there aren't quite, I think there's only, oh my gosh, over the wall, damage, but not enough.
He didn't get to pop the signal with the ethereal chain there, so that's going to let Zig go back to base, heal up, and run back in. Descent is thrown out again, does not hit LOH, and it's scary for email support. If they mess up, they lose Inhibitor, possibly 2, or the game. But if they can keep on holding, sniping off 1 or 2 kills.
All it takes is one pick.
Yeah.
And it's going to be up to Normalize, and I think pretty much primarily Normalize. If he can land those big hooks, Zingy is going to get the culling tanked a little bit for him, but he's half health, and that culling could be the chunk.
No, Yasui gets blown up and shut down. And the Cyclone with the crescendo on top of it. They do a ton of damage. Dragon Raider trying to run out. The Requiem comes through it. Will it pick up a kill? It looks like the answer should be no, as the Descendants will pull in. Haunter, he cannot escape from these turrets, but with all the HP, his items combined, he will be able to live through that one. Double Signals flying forward, trying to pick up Dragon Raider, but cannot find the kill, as that shouldn't be game. They're dangerously low. Dragon Raider could just run at them, but I think they can heal and sustain through this.
I don't think this will be game. There's 15 seconds left up. There's the wave pushing in there. Jackie gets hooked again.
Force the flash away, but that's this first inhibitor. A next turret going down. This should be the second one, as 4 seconds left on Yasui. Can they end this game? Descent is in on hijack, and they pick up the kill on him, but there's no one to go onto Lot, and that's going to go down, and that's going to be game 1 of tonight, going over to LoLPro. Over email support, who were looking like they were going to come back, but no.
I mean, it was a valiant effort, and especially taking that second-tier turret while LoLPro were Baroning. That was a risky play, but sometimes you just got to make those big high-percentage options. So either way, LoLPro looking good on their trip back to NACL from Godicon, coming off of an NACS win. Now they're going to come off of another win. Their first win back in NACL. It's good to have them back. So keep in mind, they'll actually be playing twice tonight. So if you're here for LoLPro, you'll be seeing them a little bit later on. But don't go anywhere, because coming up next, it's the highlight match of the night as Cloud9 HyperX Tempest take on LMQ Tianse iBuy Power. And while I think C9T were the first team in NACL to defeat the Chinese powerhouses, they've been falling to rough times. Now, actually tied
3
in
losses.
yeah,
Team 8.
they're tied in the standings with Team 8 at 8-3. So looking good. It's going to be a great game. So don't go anywhere, because when we come up, C9T takes on LMQ when NACL continues.